In this video, I will walk you through the steps of how to make your own layers of the earth model. As you watch this video, you'll want to pause it to do each step. First, we're going to make the labels. When we're finished with our model, you can see that we're going to push these labels into the clay to show what each layer is. Take a look at your labels that you've been given. You're going to write the name of each layer twice. That way, when we make them into little flag labels, the name will be on both sides. So first take a moment to write each layer twice on each of your little labels. Notice how each label, it's hard to see, but there is those little lines that divide them up. So you have your 4 separate layers. Write neatly, write small, and check your spelling. Now we're ready to make our flags. So you're going to take each label and carefully peel it off, lay it across the top of your straw or stick, and then carefully fold it in half. You'll notice that I didn't get all of mine perfect, and that's totally fine. They don't have to be perfectly lined up, but continue until you have made all 4 of your flags. If you were given a straw for your stick, then you will have to cut them to size. But if you have toothpicks, they've already been cut for you. So here's what our 4 labels look like, and we're going to set those aside. Now we're going to start using our clay. The type of model that we're making is called a cross section because you can see the outside part, but we're also going to cut it in half so that you can see what's going on the inside of it. To make this model, we're going to start with the inner core on the inside. We'll wrap the outer core around it. Then we'll wrap the mantle around that. And then finally, we will make the crust. So we're going to work from the inside, the hottest part of the earth with the greatest pressure, to the outside, the coldest part of the earth. So first, let's start with our inner core. We're going to use our red clay because it's the hottest layer. This layer is made of iron and nickel. And you're going to take that small red piece of clay and go ahead and roll it into a ball, as round and neat as you can. Remember that this inner core, even though it's the hottest part of the earth, is actually solid because of the pressure and weight of all of the other layers on top of it. Next, we're going to be making the outer core. Use your orange clay to make your outer core layer. And go ahead and work on flattening that. We're going to start by flattening the clay out. And while you're working on flattening and smashing it so that it is nice and flat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. The outer core is a liquid. And you know from your own experience that liquids move differently than solids. So if you have liquid water inside of a solid glass, you know that if they move or slosh around, the liquid inside is moving differently than the solid. This liquid layer of the earth, the outer core, is actually moving and shifting around as the earth is rotating, and it's moving at a different speed than the other layers that are solid. It is also made of iron and nickel, and because it's made out of iron, and we know iron is magnetic, this means that the earth actually is magnetic. So the earth's magnetism is caused by this iron liquid outer core that's moving and shifting around at a different speed than all the other layers as the earth rotates. The earth's magnetism is actually part of what protects us from those really strong, powerful ultraviolet rays that are coming from the sun. So there's actually a huge magnetic field around the earth, and all of that happens because of our outer core, that's this liquid iron. After you've flattened out your outer core, we're going to go ahead and mold that clay into a bowl shape and put the inner core, the red ball, inside of it. Now you're going to go ahead and wrap your outer core around your inner core so that you're closing it up so that you're completely hiding the inner core. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and completely pull it closed and then take a moment to round it out again and kind of roll it around so that it's a nice, firm, smooth ball. Next, we're going to be making our mantle, which is our thickest layer. We're going to use our brown clay for this because it is cooler than the inner and outer core. And this one is your largest piece of clay because, of course, the mantle is the thickest. So just like last time, you're going to flatten it, but you don't want to make it too flat because this is the thickest layer. While you're flattening it, I'll tell you a little bit about it. The mantle is a gooey solid, so it is hot, but it's still considered solid. So if you kind of think of like Jell-O or these stretchy animals, it is technically a solid, but it has some flexibility to it. And so the crust that's on top is able to shift and move around because this isn't just a perfect solid, it has some gooiness to it. And so that means that what's on top of it can move and shift a little bit. So in our mantle, remember that the center of the earth is really, 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 really hot. And so this heat that's coming up from the center of the earth, as it moves through the mantle, it's kind of like a boiling pot of water. And so this mantle has like heat that's moving around in patterns, like waves of heat. And then as they hit the crust at the top, sometimes that heat escapes out. And that's how we end up with our earthquakes and volcanoes because of that. So now that you've taken your mantle and you have went ahead and flattened it out, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing you did with the outer core. You're going to mold that clay of the mantle around the ball that you already have of the inner core and the outer core. And you're going to mold that into a bowl shape. And then again, wrap that mantle clay around that inner and outer core and go ahead and close it off. And then once you've done that, again, kind of roll it around smoothly into a sphere. So now we've got a big ball that has an inner core in the middle, an outer core that's orange, and then it has the mantle. That brings us to our last step, which is, of course, the crust. So we're going to use our blue clay for the oceans and our green clay for the continents. And if you're looking at the outside of the earth, less than 1% of the earth is this crust. So we need this to be very, 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 very thin. So it's going to be, we want it to be nice and wide because it has to cover the entire ball, but we want to make the crust as thin as possible. In fact, you probably might have some clay left over if you make it as thin, because less than 1% of the thickness of the earth is this crust layer. Since the earth is, those are out of order. Since the earth is 70% water, it makes sense to go ahead and cover the whole thing with your ocean water. And then we're just going to add the continents on top. So we're going to make this really smooth, cover the whole thing. And then after you've completely uncovered all of it with the blue, then you can go ahead and add some land to it. Remember, only about 30% of the earth is land. So when you make those continents, just take some of that green clay, stretch it out again. You probably have some of it left over. And we're not going for geographic accuracy here. This is science, not social studies. So, you know, you could make some blobs that kind of look like our continents. This was my attempt at North America, and here's South America and Africa and Asia. But again, it doesn't have to be perfectly accurate. And then you're going to go ahead and add those land on top so that you have your final layer of land and water for the crust. Now, our next step then is, as we said, we're making a cross-section model. So after you've had the whole thing completely and totally made, you'll take a knife, you're using a plastic knife, and carefully cut it in half. It works better to do one quick stroke of the knife all the way down the middle. If you go back and forth and saw it and rub it, then it is going to blur the layers. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and open it up. And you can see mine didn't turn out perfectly. When I rubbed the knife back and forth, this part kind of got blurred a little bit, and that's fine. We're not going to be perfectionist about this. But when you open it up, you should be able to see your inside layers. So you can see my inner core, and then my outer core, and then my mantle is the thickest, and then of course my crust on the outside. And then once you've done that, take the side that turned out better and go ahead and put your labels on them. And then the side that didn't turn out as well, you can flip that over, and that can be where you're showing the outside of the earth. So go ahead and stick your labels into each section. Again, inner core in the middle, then your outer core is orange, then your mantle is brown, and then your crust, stick that right on the very edge, is your blue and green. And then finally, you're going to, last step, go ahead and put that on your plate. Write the title of what you made. Your model is the Earth's layers. And then go ahead and write your name on the plate so that we can show it off.